Hello viewers, it's Super GT here. Welcome to the video. In this one I've got a bit of a story for you. It's the story of the death lobby. It happened very recently and it was very tragic. This is the state of play at the very start of the race. This is me at the back of the pack, minding my own business. We're going to pan around here and have a look at the state of play at this current moment. It was a nice September day at Road America, and as you can see here, scanning forward, the race is intact. It hasn't started yet. No one has made a collision. So everything is fine at this current stage here. But we're going to fast forward and descend into the fiery pits of hell, as you'll see in just a moment. So we fast forwarded about 2 seconds into the race, not very far at all. And we're going to have a look at the state of play as it is now. And as you can tell by these tyre tracks going off onto the grass, it isn't a pretty sight at all. So as we pan around here and reveal the chaos, we can see the two guys have tried to take off and go to the moon, but that isn't really what we're here for today. We're supposed to be staying on the ground and racing our cars, not our planes and helicopters. So there are many stages to this crash, it seems. We've got cars coming off onto the left hand side here. So we've got a classic Lotus and an Audi, BMW, a Radical, an Aston Martin on the grass and a NASCAR. And then on the right hand side here we have an independent crash where these two guys have decided to try and take off. Perhaps that is the best way to get around it. If you can't get around it on the ground, why not go in the air and go over it? That is a very viable option. Unfortunately this time I don't think it's going to quite work out for these guys. We now move another 2 seconds into the race, and it looks like this guy is going to come down for a very hard landing. We've got two Ford GTs facing the wrong way, also an Aston Martin facing the wrong way as well. Scanning forward, it looks like we have a lucky breakaway. These guys here, so we have a Hennessy Venom at the very front, Ford GT as well, two Aston Martins. So these 6 guys who we can see on the screen right now, these are the lucky 6, and they managed to get away and escape the death lobby, or escape the clutches of hell as Satan tries to bring down the rest of the lobby. So this is developing quite nicely into a large scale pileup, the likes of which aren't too often seen in Forza. We do get a lot of crashes, but not often on the scale of more than 3/4 of the grid. We now move another 2 seconds into the race. Super GT here minding his own business at the back of the pack. He has a Lotus behind him, so he's not dead last. And as we pan around, this is what he's got to contend with. This Corvette ahead has deployed smokescreen to make it even more difficult, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get through anyway, because if we scan forwards, we can see that the entire track from barrier to barrier is completely blocked. The biggest gap I have is probably that. Now I could probably get a motorbike through there, but not an entire McLaren MP412C race car. It doesn't look like I'm going to have any luck getting through this. Not like this. Perhaps this gap here might open up, but that is not very likely to happen. It seems like this Lamborghini has tried to go underneath. That is probably a good technique. If you can't go round or over, then under is your only option really, unless you go through them. Just like that Aston Martin has done with the car that has landed. He has literally tried to go through him. We have Mr. NASCAR over here, who is just facing the wall on his own, minding his own business. And we have plenty of other cars off onto the grass, Aston Martin and the Radical. They've deployed the left-hand flank. That's their strategy to get past the pileup. This Nismo taking the left flank off the tarmac, but again, it doesn't look like he's got anywhere to go. At this rate, he is not going to get very far very quickly at all. Perhaps this spoiler that's flying in the middle of the track will have the best chance of winning this race if any of these collisions are anything to go by. It looks like he's quite free of carnage. He has his own space and he can hopefully get through the carnage unscathed. We'll have to see on that one. We move forward another second into the race and it really has not developed very nicely. Although this Lamborghini looks like he's got through and he's into clean air, it looks like perhaps this right hand side of the track is the only way through. this Nismo is following through the Lamborghini, and we still have a major roadblock on the circuit and on the grass. Judging by the way I've positioned my wheels here, it looks like I'm going to try to go to the right. That is what I'm trying to do. Follow this follow this Nismo and the Lamborghini through on the right hand side. It looks like that is the only way through at this current stage. I must say, this looks more like the M25 or a Tesco car park than it does a motor racing circuit. But that is the Forza effect. That is what happens when you put 24 people in a lobby together, especially in very fast cars like these. Eventually, we do manage to get through the pack and the race can properly begin. But it was very, very unfortunate that that had to happen in the first place. So we're going to go back and work out what the hell happened. So on board with Super GT, we're going to scan forward. An Audi's gone off already. There's so much smoke I cannot see anything. The Nismo's going to come across and just graze my front end, but nothing too bad. I can see contact already. There's a NASCAR going sideways at the front. We're going to have a look at that. So on this evidence here, it looks like a fatal accident, as these two drivers are occupying the same space at the same time, which I didn't know was physically possible, which must result in their deaths. But how did this happen? Let's rewind slightly. So Mr. NASCAR was on pole. He gets off the line. We can see his tyre tracks already there. And he crashes into this barrier and does a 90-degree turn. I'm not sure how that works, but that is not the only physics fail we're going to see here. As the Aston Martin goes through, the cameraman breaks his neck as he just cannot handle that level of banter, and he's just flying everywhere. NASCAR's going to come back across, and that is what's triggered the whole thing. He's come back across onto the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin has triggered the rest of the pack, and this whole carnage basically got caused by that Mobile 1 sign. Let's take a look at that again. So he comes up to this Mobile 1 sign, hits it, and then morphs to the right. Now that is really incredible handling. This car must be rated 10 on handling. If it isn't, I'm really surprised. And then that is what triggers the whole incident. The Aston Martin gets propelled into the pack, and there's nothing they can do. They just can't react in time to that. The lobby descends into the fiery pits of hell, as we can see here. So that is going to be the end of the story of the Death Lobby. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank everyone who joined the live stream and the open lobby, and whoever got the car pass, well done to you. I'll be giving away the NASCAR pass and the Porsche car pack as well. I have my codes now, so at some point I will be giving those away. So stay tuned on Twitter, Facebook and YouTube for my next live stream. Forza Horizon 3 content coming out very soon. I can release content on the 20th, so look out for that. And of course, we'll be getting back on Forza 6 when we can to make more content for this game as well. So that's going to bring a close to this video, guys. Hit that like button if you did like this. Let me know your thoughts on the Death Lobby. If you were affected or had someone who died in the Death Lobby, please let me know and I can provide help for you, psychological help. But that's going to bring a close to this video. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.